small, but my contributions and visits to London have been paying off a lot, and I've been meeting a lot of dope people. So today, this guest is nothing short of one of those dope people that I've gotten to meet. Um, what can I say about this person? He's very unique. He's a live musician. I should say that he plays a guitar, and everywhere he goes, he captivates the audience with his music because it's heartfelt. This guest goes by the name of Blodè Prens. I mean, he's gonna correct me on the name. I didn't get a chance to listen to the voice note of the correct pronunciation, but I've been messing this guy's name up since I first met him. So if he joins us and curses me out, it's all good. But yeah, so without further ado, we're going to welcome our guest onto the show, and let's get started. Let's give it a few minutes. Let's get him situated. Sometimes Instagram is a little funny with the indentations. In the meantime, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you are familiar with going live with the MC, then you already know. If you have any questions, please use the question mark at the bottom of the screen. Otherwise, you can put whatever you want in the comments, and hopefully I'll see them when they pop up. But if you post your questions using the question sticker at the bottom, I'll be able to access them and answer them a lot sooner. So, yeah, let's do this. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Oh,
Peace.
I'm fine, you.
Everything is good, man.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yes, sir. Good to be connecting with you again, man. It's been a minute.
Man, I was even wondering when you were gonna go come back to London, as a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying?
I'm working on a summer return, so I started working again, so that's the only reason why my schedule is just out of whack.
Ah,
Yeah, so now I got a person telling me how long I could take off and stuff like that. Before I didn't have that, so, so it was a lot easier for me to go wherever I wanted to. Um, yeah, so now I have to just work that back into my life and be okay with it, even though I'm not. But it is what it is. Sometimes we got to make sacrifices.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something everybody knows, sacrifices, they all worth it at the end of the day, when you are willing to do what it takes, um, then you get the results. You always get the results.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
So before
Um,
we go further into this, I
mhm.
feel like a bad person because I keep messing up your name. So will you please announce your name to the people
So
and for
my name is
me so I can get it correctly?
Blodè Prens.
Bloody.
Yeah, because in Creole you've got an accent.
Yeah.
So your intonation goes up. Blodè. You see, and then Prince, um like the word Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Yeah, it was just that first part because of the little accent over the E. Yeah, that's the
That's
only
it.
thing
That's
with me,
it.
man.
That's it. It's an intonation. It's just you put your voice a little bit up, low. There. That's it. Simple as that.
That, does it mean anything in Creole?
So bloody means friend, you know, and the reason why it's so Prince because the capital of Haiti is Port-au-Prince.
Mm.
So it's just like a mix of where I'm from um and who I am really and truly.
Okay, nah, I like that. So I've been hearing for a while. I don't know um how accurate this is, but
Mhm.
I'm hearing that there's a Haiti French connection, like Creole is a part of French, or one of them
Yeah.
derives from the other.
So when you speak Creole, you kind of how Jamaican have their patois.
Hmm.
So we have our Creole. So it's a mix of, I guess, African cultures, African language,
Hmm.
and through the centuries it developed. into its own language. You see.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, so that's the language that we speak in Haiti. You know, it's also spoken in also in different French Caribbean countries.
mm. Like dominantly, like it's your first language in those countries.
Well, you wouldn't learn it in school, but it would be the dominant. It would be the dominant language. You know, I think there is, there's a current where they try to bring it back as the main language.
Hmm.
Speaking, for example, in terms of administration and stuff like that. I think there's people trying to enforce that, but I think it might be more logistically. I think it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. But it would be, I think it would be great to have it as its own language,
Right,
um, rather than having it as a patois, as a side language beside
right,
um, the language spoken officially.
right. Understood. I mean,
Yes.
I think every language should have its spotlight. I don't think it should just be like whenever you visit that country or city or whatever the case is. I think all languages, all accents, ethnicities, cultures should just be celebrated throughout the entire world.
Mm,
Because it's weird to me, when people take sides over a certain culture, or just because they're not used to it, they don't want to learn about it or whatever the case is.
mm,
Like I even think about when I was in high school, I didn't find out my nationality and my ethnicity until high school. My mom
okay.
didn't know, my family didn't know, but somehow they found out in school what I was. So and that comes from just us not knowing. And
Yeah.
I think the more we knew, the better off it would be for us. We'd be able to teach our kids how to grow up proud of their culture and who they are, where they come from.
Mm. I think in the US people have been separated from their culture for so long that
Yep.
they might struggle to connect with their you know original land,
Hmm.
and I believe, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think that a lot of American uh, would consider themselves more American than African. You know, um, since they have actually built the country, and make it what it is. I think it's only understandable if they claim that land.
Right.
Since they've been working. I mean, working is it may not be the best word to use, but since they have contributed to what it is now,
Mm.
uh, you know, I think the majority would consider themselves more as American as they are African.
Mm.
And yeah, I think because of that, they have lost perhaps common values or common morality or common
Mm.
understanding of what it is to be a human being,
Mhm.
um, or to be, whatever country they're coming from initially.
Right.
Um, but yeah, for us, we understand who we are. We
Mhm.
understand that Haiti is our nation, but we know that our ancestors have been warriors from Africa,
Mm.
and we've been forced to be warriors because we were fighting oppression. We're fighting, our divine right to be free. You see,
Right.
and we are recognized and acknowledged and often thank for having taken that step to
Mm.
fight that global oppression and that making people into servitude, and yeah, we I mean our ancestors really really fought for the freedom.
Mm. Okay. So I don't know if you ever got to meet RVJ, I realized I've introduced a lot of people in the UK to each other.
Mm,
You know, so like it's almost like everyone goes out there and they just go to work or they go home or they go to the event and go home and they just there's no desire to learn anyone else out there. So I realize a lot of times I'm introducing people for the first time. They probably cross paths, but RVJ is he's a Jamaican um descendant,
mm-hmm,
and I had him as a as a guest on the show a few weeks back, and we talked about him coming from Jamaica, the impact it's had on you know his living conditions there. So I
mm,
kind of want to ask you the same thing. Being from Haiti, coming to the UK, seeing a whole different lifestyle, maybe even
mm-hmm.
seeing them take parts from your culture. For you, how has it been just learning how to navigate in that country?
Um, I remember um I really used to enjoy coming to the UK, coming to London in particular for carnival. So my first experience was
Mm.
the London Carnival that happens in end of August. So that was my introduction to London and the Caribbean scene and stuff like that.
You would go
And
from
then when I
Haiti to
came
London?
here, sorry,
You would go from Haiti to the UK?
no, from France,
Oh, okay,
from
okay.
France uh to London. So there's a direct train that goes um from there. And um and yeah, so when I came and live here, it was such an adventure,
Mm.
such an adventure to discover, new people and to discover, especially the Caribbean scene, because obviously I'm from the Caribbean. So
Mm.
to discover the Caribbean scene and to connect with other people. Um, I guess life was not as tough as it is now. I feel
Mm.
like it was difficult. It was difficult, but it wasn't. You know, I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. I want to say perhaps because when it's a new country,
Hmm.
you enjoy it so much. You discover so many things. You go and visit. You go visit. The libraries.
Right.
You go to the museum. You talk to different type of people. I always enjoy the fact that in this town, London, there are people from so many different countries.
Yep.
And I always have been fascinated, especially when I just came in. I found it very fascinating to see so many different people. Now I'm used to it now. Now, I can even see how the map of London is uh, ethnically designed. But when you just arrive, you realize, wow, and people telling you where they're coming from. Like, wow, you from this and you from there and you from, it's always interesting. But you get used to it after a while anyway.
100%. Would you say when you say getting used to it, is it like it just comes and goes, or you just force
No,
yourself to go with it?
you just get used to be among different ethnic groups.
Mm.
Is it, you you realize that you're not alone. You
Right.
realize that you know what you have experienced is somebody else is going to experience it. You see,
Hmm.
you share your experience. You share how you felt the first time you came in. When you meet somebody new, when you meet somebody that just came in as well.
Hmm.
You give them tips. You just say, hey, you should do that. You should do that.
Hmm.
Be aware of this.
Right.
Um, so yeah, it's been a good experience. It's been a good experience.
Nah,
living in that.
I love that for you, honestly. I mean, from my experience, I haven't really had any negatives. I mean, the only thing that I honestly hate is kind of like what you were saying, and I wanted to touch on that is, when I'm out there, everyone refers to me as American, and I don't like that. Like I don't consider myself American. And to touch back on that, I saw a post where they were saying, they were talking about all like the financial changes. They were saying that I think over 1,000 federal workers got laid off because of the new executive order. There was a bunch of things going on, and people in the comments were basically saying, "Oh, this is no longer the American dream. We should stop calling ourselves American because, kind of like how you said, we contributed, but we didn't really do much of anything. Like
Mm,
we became a face of their corporation through their standards. We didn't do this on our own."
mm.
So it'd be weird when I'm in different places and they refer to me as American. It makes my blood boil a certain way. At least because I don't feel American either. Like I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people who aren't American, or maybe you know, uh, I don't know if like what would you prefer? Would you prefer if someone identified you as French or Haitian?
Well, I consider myself as Haitian, and because being French is it's a different people would refer you as French because of your accent when you are abroad, but when you are in the actual country, it's different. You don't necessarily feel like you're part of the country, you see. Um, but I don't know. I've watched the Olympics, for example. I've watched the Olympics, and especially the basketball team, because I love playing basketball.
Oh, nice.
And you know they really have that pride, to be American. And I think it's the same thing for Haitian. They have the pride of being from Haiti. That's what they would claim. um but when I went in London, and people who are born in London, they wouldn't claim that much the heritage. They're really, really proud of being British. Um, you know, uh, maybe for the same reasons, maybe for the same reasons. The Windrush generation.
Right. Right.
After the Windrush, I think uh, having worked so hard, to make what London is today. Um, they claim a little bit that part of their identity more than their
Mhm.
Caribbean heritage or even African heritage. Um, but for Haitian, uh, they're very proud of being Haitian, very proud of their culture, very proud of their history, you know. And what I would say, for people who come from Haiti, is maybe we might be proud of who we are, and um but we may be uh too much, too much into what the past was, and less concerned about what the present situation is right now. I think um to glorify the past is one thing, but to not, how can I say that, um to not take advantage of what we did to build something.
Right.
you know that's where I think we have failed as a people. We have failed in terms of using the, our great history to
Mhm.
continue that history and make it even more greater than what it was, you see. But it requires a lot of effort. It requires maybe healing. I guess maybe it requires healing. Maybe it requires, I don't know. But
Nah, it's definitely a lot that goes into that for sure, and I
yeah,
appreciate you even bringing it up because
it's a heavy. It's very heavily, you know, charged. Emotionally, psychologically. How do we move forwards in a way where, because on our flag, the words are written, when you are united you are strong, right?
hmm
And that motto should have been, our driving force to this day. And you will hear, thousands and thousands of successful stories of
right.
Haitian, doing well, being professor in university, being businessman, businesswoman,
hmm
but at the same time, you also have to be conscious of reality, and conscious of the fact that we are far from where we should have been. We have so much, you know, so much to do, especially in terms of education, in terms of reclaiming what
Yes.
what made us, in the past. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
hmm
Mm,
No, I
mm,
agree with that.
mm.
So let's get into some of the music.
All right.
How how long have you been doing music? Oh, and by the way, a lot of this will revolve around your culture because I'm very interested in it, you know. So
Hmm.
this is just me taking notes and learning from
But
you.
I forgot to ask you something though. You say you don't consider yourself as American, but what you consider yourself as what then?
I would say African descent.
Okay,
I'm,
okay, okay.
I'm Cherokee Indian mixed with Jamaican and Puerto Rican. So if I wanted to claim my Caribbean roots, I can do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just say African descent or Native American rather. But I don't like I feel like the term America is American is just I don't know. It's just something that makes me feel weird about it. You know, like I can't really
Hmm.
explain it too much. But if someone calls me it, it just feels weird. Yeah,
Fair
it's
enough.
almost like a white person calling me a nigga. You know, it's just like,
Mm,
yeah, that's not cool. I don't, yeah, like so it's just a weird feeling to it. That's all.
mm. Well, the, the problem with the N word is that it's been culturally used in a way that supposedly um, no longer mean what it used to mean. Yeah,
Right.
but it's still a word. There is this, I forgot the name of the actor. Every time I forgot this name of this actor, whereby he was invited in a show,
Mm.
and I think he's some Lindo. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. He's a black actor. He's a black actor. Bald head,
Mm.
and he was invited to a show, and then he said, "Go on." And he said to the white presenter, "Go
I
on,
think I know
say it."
what you're talking
You
about.
know,
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
and
Yeah.
you can feel the tension of the word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can feel the tension, and during the show, and
Mm.
you know I will never understand why the word has been the attempt to reclaim that word,
hmm
and to make it as if it was, it means, what does it mean for you guys? Does it mean you're my friend, or um because he has
I don't
so
know what
many, he
it
has,
means for us.
I feel like he has so many, you know
Hmm
meanings. Like, when you kiss your teeth,
Yeah.
it has so many meanings. You see, it's the same thing with that
Right.
word. It can be an insulting word as much as it can be. It feels like it's a term of endearment almost.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, so when you're saying that calling you American is equals that word, is, yeah. I guess you
I think
you
it's
giving
more
it again
sort
another
of follow
another
up.
dimension. You giving it another
It's
dimension to the world, to the
it's more
word.
sort of follow up. Like when people say American, they start attaching politics to it. Like from experience, they'll say, "Oh, Donald Trump is your president." Oh, didn't
Mm,
Joe Biden relinquish this or whatever? And it's like everything becomes strictly political once they identify that
mm,
you're American. So where I come from, of African descent, we don't do that. That's not what we identify ourselves as.
mm,
So
mm,
yeah. And truthfully, even though I say the N word myself, I still don't agree with it. I think
mm,
it's just from being mentally poisoned into
mm,
saying it, and greeting each other with it. But I'm here too. I'm in that same realm where I'm like sometimes it just be weird when people say it to me, like and then I don't like when people use it too much. Like it's
mm,
okay to be like, yo, what's up, my N? Like that's cool. But if like after every sentence you're like, yo, my N, or yo, what up, my N, or yo, you saw this N, and it's like, come on, bro, like that's not even us. Like like I don't want to be that comfortable using it. So if I do use it out of context, I don't do it on
mm,
purpose, but I do my best to mind my manners and not adjust people as
mm.
such. I'm more hip to the whole King movement. Um, brother, I call a lot of people brother. Like I do my best to change my word use around because I don't yeah, if I end up having kids or because I have younger ones looking after me now, I don't want them thinking that this is the way you're supposed to talk to people. So
Oh yes, 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 yes. That's true.
yeah, I'm
That's
definitely there.
that's true. That's true. That's true. I acknowledge that.
Yeah. But I wanted to
Um,
ask you,
yeah, go on.
sorry. How long have you been doing music in general?
Um, when we were young, so let's say in our 20s or stuff like that. When we were in our 20s, we used to, you know, go to the studio and just freestyle and just,
Right.
but my current, if I can call my current career,
Mm.
if I can call it a career, I started playing the guitar. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get new a new song right now, but though I'm just struggling with finding the words at the moment.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, right now as my current career, I think it's more since I want to say 2018. I simply started to play the guitar really and truly. Started playing the guitar and sharing my progress to my close friends.
Right.
And what I appreciate the most is when I've played the guitar to people who haven't heard me or heard me at the beginning, they haven't heard me for a long time, and
Mhm.
then they heard me again and they say, wow, you have really, really improved. And that for me, that was the reward, you know,
Mhm.
even if I wasn't obviously Jimi Hendrix or,
Mhm.
you know, Slash, great
Mhm.
guitarist. Even if I wasn't at their level, the fact that they've seen the work, they've seen,
Mhm.
they've seen the work that I put in, you know, that really made me feel like, okay, I need to continue. I need to really pursue, and try to be better. So yeah, so um, I would say 2018, when I really started to get into,
Taking it serious.
uh, that's it, taking it seriously and performing and, really. I remember my first performance, I was, nah, that was, I went for it, I went to an open mic, you know, and I just, I just went for it. I said, you know what? I've been playing in my house for far too long, and
Mhm.
I just thought, it's time for me to have an idea of how it feels to be in front of, a massive crowd. I mean, massive crowd, a crowd, and and see, even if it's criticism, even if it's, accolades. Um, I thought, okay, it's time. And then, yeah, it wasn't the first time I went there. I was like, oh my God, it wasn't that. It was terrible. It was terrible, really and truly. But
What made it terrible, man? I didn't expect that, but what made it terrible?
it was catastrophe, But you know, even if it was catastrophe, those were encouraging. You said, do you realize what you just did? That there's not a lot of people who are capable of just standing there and you know play a set just like that. I said, yeah, I've been practicing anyway, so why not? And yeah, and then I still even last time I played in Brixton, and I still feel my heart always beating so fast
Yeah,
before performance, and I've learned now. I've learned kind of learned to work with it. Not control it, because obviously you can't control. You know, it's
right,
difficult to control that emotion,
right.
but just work with it. Just breathe in, and just uh, with experience. I guess with experience now, you just play, and yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Nah, that's dope. Um, I mean, I'm still laughing at you calling it horrible. I think all of us feel like our first time was horrible. Um,
Mm,
because me, I feel like I did a great job, but me knowing in the moment I didn't do a great job. Like I froze up. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it definitely was a weird time for me. So I know exactly what you mean. I had on shades. I couldn't see the crowd. It was already dark in the venue. And this is what
mm.
I saw my favorite rappers doing. I saw Fabulous. I saw Jeezy. I saw Kanye. I saw all these artists going on stage with shades on. So I thought that was a thing. But I quickly realized in that first day that people only wear shades because they don't want to make a direct eye contact. They don't know how to
Ah,
look in the crowd at people, so they just kind of want to look like they're just, tunnel vision kind of thing. But no, you need to see
okay.
everything. When you performing, it's beautiful to just look around and see the faces of who's enjoying it, who might not be enjoying it. It might be some people mid conversation. Like it's beautiful to see these things while you're performing. Um,
Mm.
but what I was gonna get at was how do people receive your music in your opinion? Like how do you think that like when you leave a stage, is it usually like people are captivated or they're more like trying to figure out what you're
Um,
talking about in your music?
I know that I've had comments like my music is horrible,
Mhm.
uh they don't like it, they don't like my voice, they don't like my style, they really told me like, now you know what, is what you're doing is crap. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay,
Wait,
um
someone actually told you that?
sorry.
Someone actually told you that they didn't
Oh,
like your crap, like your music is trash?
yes, yes,
That is
yes, yes, yes.
crazy.
For real, for real, and someone that's actually close to me. But I said, what can I do? I can't just stop what I'm doing because, one
It's
person,
subjective.
oh, you know,
Mhm.
and,
It's very subjective.
sorry?
No, I said it's very subjective.
Yeah, so you can't please everyone. And, if you simply, but sometimes it's good to know that, the reasons why people hate your music. Is it because the lyrics, or the style, or I don't know, they simply, they're so used to see you as one person, that when they see you on a video, for them is strange. They don't see you as an artist. They just see you as a person. Whatever relationship you have. You know, but otherwise, I've had positives. Those who really close to me. They've been following me since the beginning, and they've seen,
Mm.
where I was, and yeah, they have received the music in a positive manner. Sometimes when I'm performing live, and even stranger, they come to see me and say, "Wow, I really enjoy the music." That's I like the fact that I have that objective, you know, opinion, because they don't know me. They know nothing about me, but
Hmm.
me being on stage, and they give an honest opinion. They say, "Look, this is nice. This is, you know." Um, so yeah, so I would say, I've had all sorts of opinion, but mainly positive. But I did have some really, really, really dislike of my music.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think you had to do differently? Like, because I know a lot of times it's usually just the environment that we're in. When I first started performing, I don't think anyone has ever told me that I was like trash or anything like that. Well, my god brother told me that, but he used to say that to make me angry, because he knew he couldn't. Like, I'm not an easy person to get upset, so he'll
Mm,
push every single button, so he'll try to find something. But at the time that he started doing this, my confidence was already through the roof of myself, like not just music.
mm,
So if anyone would ever tell me that they didn't like my music, I probably wouldn't be offended. But I can imagine how crushing that may be, especially when you're trying to enlighten people to who
mm.
you are, your story, your culture, your journey. You know, um, so what do you think you did differently? Was it like a change scenery? I know you mentioned performing in Brixton. Did you have to go to Brixton for people to accept you more, or
No, 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 no. You know, I've started with open mic. I did some open mic. I've organized even open mic, and I just did my thing. I realized, when you believe in yourself, and what you do, you just do it.
yeah?
Because no matter what, there will always be someone that's gonna have a personal opinion anyway. So I did work harder. I sought help in terms of, like, playing the guitar. I would even take singing lessons. As a matter of fact, I need to get some more singing lessons, as a matter of fact. So shout out to Nova Kane Studio, you know for helping me in my development as an artist. Um, so yeah, you know I took it seriously. I really tried to do my best to be better. To improve, and but there's so much you can do, really. There's so much you can do to be where you want to be. It's just, I'm enjoying my journey. I'm just enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying it.
As you should.
I'm enjoying it. I'm seeking collaboration. That's it. I don't. If I have to pull something, it would be to myself, to say, what, I've done it. I've done it. I wanted to do it. I've done it. And you know, whatever happens, I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've done so far. But what artists need to understand is that it requires hard work. It requires for you to be really focused on what you want to do. And I know all those artists, they tell you that, all these artists, they've been telling you this. All the greatest artists have always been telling you, you need to work on your craft. Use your experience, and things like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's what I would say to a young artist. Is it requires hard work, practice. practice and practice and practice and practice. You know, you're gonna have a set of 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Some people are gonna listen to you for 15 minutes max, but you put on 10,000 hours, months to prepare yourself for that little 15 minutes. And, you know, and that should be acknowledged. That should be, that should be respected. So that's why I simply, do what I have to do, know, to offer something that is enjoyable to the public, that is enjoyable to the public, that is enjoyable to me. You know, Sharing
I
that to
like
the
that you said
public
that.
is amazing.
I like that you said that it has to be acknowledged. It should be
Hmm.
acknowledged. I think a lot of times, well, at least in America, I don't know what it's like out there, but I know here, everyone, or at least for my genre, rap music, everyone picks up the microphone because it's what's perceived to be an easy career.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we can just pick up the microphone and just match cat, hat, mat, and sat together and call it a day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think people really look into your expertise level. Like they don't like obviously they can't see like a scouting report when you first walk in the venue. Like this guy has performed at the O2, he's performed at Box Park, he's performed at all these big places. It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to say that we performed in front of 10,000 people or 5 people or something like that. But I feel like a lot of people could just smell the experience on you. You walk in the room and that energy just hit different. So they can tell
Yeah,
from everything you do, from the way you set up the mic to where you're standing
yeah,
at on stage to the
yeah,
outfit you chose
yeah,
to wear.
yeah,
It be simple things like
100%.
that really showcase who you are and how far you've gone on your journey for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just people have been detached from music, and I want to say the last 15 years or so. I feel like, and that's every genre, by the way. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's just this new age of music where people are only listening to, I guess, whatever a vibe is, and if your vibe isn't in that criteria, it doesn't matter if it's a vibe, it's just not to them,
Mm-hmm.
So it's very weird, and then we're also in a microwave era where they just want you to keep on producing stuff. So it's like you could have performed just then. They'd be like, so when's your next show? And it's like, damn, well, can I reap the benefits of this one? So yeah, I don't think people are like really, really appreciative of what we do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that comes from the media, though. I blame the media for a lot of it, though, because they're pumping this new direction out that uh you have to be outside, otherwise you're a one-hit wonder, or you're not investing in
Mm-hmm.
yourself enough, or whatever they want to throw at you for. So that segues into my next question. You mentioned that you don't know if you would consider it a career. Why wouldn't you?
I think
I felt that. I felt that.
to have a career as
Give me 1 second, though. Sorry. One.
yeah.
My apologies, brother. I'm back.
Yeah, so yeah, to have a career, you need to have a team behind you, you need to have people who believe in you, believe in your talent, and that they want to work with you. And I don't have that. I don't have that, that team behind me to start a career, you know. And I don't think that's also one of my desire to be, you know, one day feeling the entire, I don't know, an entire stadium. I don't think
Mm,
that's my that's one of my dreams. I have many dreams. I've never had that vision, for myself to I've had that vision of me um, performing in an intimate setting,
mm,
and I have, realized that vision of myself. But I've never had that vision of, uh, being in a massive stadium with 50,000 people, that requires a lot,
mm.
time, commitment, you know, and you also need to have. Some people say that talent is not enough. Talent is not enough, but you need to have at least a foundation where that you work on. You see, you work on your foundation. You have a good voice, or you are an amazing lyricist. You work on those attribute that you have. So that's the reason why I don't feel that I will always I will certainly always play the guitar, always probably try my best to always you know have new songs and things like that. I will always try because I really like playing the guitar. It's soothing, it's
Right.
soothing. And like for example today, bad day today, bad day today, bad day
Mm,
today. You have those days. It's a bad day.
right.
And yeah, I as soon as I came home, I just played the guitar, and it felt good. It felt really really good. You know, but you just try to stay positive. No matter what. You know.
Nah, that's really good. I agree with you in the sense of it being therapeutic. A lot of times we be going through stuff, and as soon as we pick up that instrument, as soon as we press record, or as soon as we start writing, or whatever it is, it
Mm.
just everything clears. Um, Personally, I'm on the fence with that. So, I mean, I guess from what I hear from you, you don't care to be famous. You don't care where your journey takes you. You just not, and you're not like
Yeah,
focused on being famous.
yeah.
Like labels and stardom doesn't excite you.
Look,
I
you
agree
know,
with you on that.
you know, I'm gonna use examples, of famous artists. You have
Mm,
someone like, for example, since you're from New York, I'm gonna use Jay-Z, right?
mm-hmm.
Now, I've never been a fan of Jay-Z. Never.
Me
I've
neither.
never been a fan of
I'm with you.
Jay-Z. I've never been a fan of Jay-Z. But he is really, really, he used to be so much respected, you see.
Mm.
And now it feels like in the world of music that he's lost respect, you know.
Mm.
He's lost respect of the industry, lost respect of uh uh hip hop artists, you know.
Do
And
you think it's because he doesn't make any music anymore?
I don't know. I don't know the reason why, it's just so volatile. I feel like, being famous is so volatile. One day you are famous, the next day you nobody,
Yep.
So
Yep.
so that's what I'm trying to say is that what does it mean to be famous, I don't know. I would be happy, believe me, I would be happy if I had one track that is a hit song. Oh my God, I would be
Nah, I
over
believe
the
you.
moon.
I'm with
I would
you.
be over the moon. Wow, But to do that, I mean, some people sometimes they do simple things and it becomes a hit song. It's just that they
Hmm.
found the thing that is so different. That people are going to
It's really
remember,
marketing,
connect with.
honestly. If we're being real, a hit song is based off of marketing. It's like how many times have you heard this song? How many places have you heard this song? That's what makes it a hit record.
So
So it could be like on TikTok, and every reel that you scroll up, you hear the same old song. It's like, oh, but to everyone else that's not catching the science behind it, it
yeah,
becomes a hit record. So yeah,
yeah. I didn't grow up with the TikTok, and that's
right,
more of a younger generation. But
right.
so many hit songs. So like I don't know if, do you remember Gunman Style?
Yeah, I do actually.
You see, so that was that was one song. After that, I haven't heard of this. I think it was Korean. I think I don't.
Yeah,
I think it was Korean. After that, that's it.
nothing else.
And I'm sure now he has land. He has a massive
Right,
studio in his house.
right.
And that's it. He made one song that everybody remembers. Everybody's still playing,
Hmm.
and that's it. It's maybe, does he consider himself as being famous? I don't know, but I'm working towards. I would love to have. I'm not gonna hide that. I would love to have at least one hit song. If I can have one song that is played in you know in radio. Radio is a big step. Radio. I'm not gonna. Radio is a big step,
Yeah,
but at least
heavy.
at least I don't know, that is played in certain places, and that is known.
Hmm.
Uh, but also what comes with it. Some people, like, are you ready? Are you ready as an artist to
Right.
I was talking about this in one of my podcasts. Like, when you become famous, it's 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 an invasion. It's an
Yeah.
invasion, and you are subjected to criticism, like mad criticism.
Yep. And you
As
got to
much as
be okay with it.
exactly. You know, People are gonna know about you, your family, you know, people are gonna make up things about you. I don't know. You need to be ready for that. But it's true that
Mhm.
I wouldn't say no to 5 minutes of success, like real success. But to the point of going to a major television, and I don't know, being invited to Jimmy, I don't remember his name, Jimmy
Yeah.
something. Uh,
Jimmy Iovine.
Jimmy,
Jimmy Iovine.
yes, being invited to that, it would be huge, to be that big and be invited to those shows where, you know, don't know.
I no, I'm with you on that 100%. I feel you.
It would be
I
amazing. It would be amazing. I'm sure artists, that's what they want. A lot of artists, that's what they want. They want the consecration of of their hard work, and being acknowledged for their hard work, and that for them would be the ultimate reward, to have a Grammy, to have this, to have that,
yeah,
but you need a team behind you,
100%. So what do you think? Excuse me. As far as your journey goes,
hmm
what do you think you would need for a team to at least get to where you want to be at? Not so much as going all the way through, but to where you think you can get to.
hard work. It's about commitment, you know
Mm,
and sometimes, um because I've also have a day job. Sometimes that day job takes so much time.
hmm.
Sometimes just you need, if you want that career, you need to say, you know what, I'm done with the rest. That this is going to be my focus. So
Right.
the first thing is commitment, you know, and I haven't got yet that level of commitment to reach that point. And then second of all, yeah, the team will require, like, for example, I would right now I'm looking into having a band. I would love,
Mm. Okay.
because a lot of people have told me, look, when you sing, the drum is missing, the bass is missing, something is missing, and I realized, yeah, I think if I was in the band, it would give my style a, a much a different dimension. It would give it would be I think it would be much better. I think, and I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I don't even know where to start, where I can find a drummer, you know, and uh, yeah, I would love to do that. But so yeah, to get to the next level, that would require also a lot of money, you know, and because only a real friend would do things for free, and if you're committed, you need to pay for studios. You need to, like I said, a lot of sacrifice. You was talking about sacrifices at the beginning of the interview.
Right.
It requires a lot of sacrifices, a lot of commitment to you know to just reach another level, to reach another level, yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. I think ultimately it is hard building a team. I'll tell you that right now. I will ask you though. I will
Yeah.
ask you though. Do you think it's easier to do it like as you're older, as opposed to being
Oh,
younger?
it's way better to do it as you're younger, of course.
Okay.
As you're young, you kind of have nothing to lose, really. You're
Okay.
young, you have the energy, you have the time,
Hmm.
and um, the only thing that with being young is that maybe when you meet people, you might make those mistakes of being naive, not being having
Hmm.
the experience of you know recognizing someone who really wants your best, who's there for you for the best interest or for themselves. Maybe that aspect can be detrimental to your career. But if you are 17, 16, and you start, the
Hmm.
world is your oyster. You can just you know build your career, improve. You have time to practice. If you are like a rapper, you have time to practice your text. If you
Hmm.
are uh, you know you play the guitar, you have time to play the guitar all the time, and you meet people so easy. It's easier to meet people.
Hmm.
You meet people, your friends. You're in high school, you know or you're at uni. It's easier. It's easier. you know but obviously there's always a different side to the coin, where you know you're also naive. But yeah.
I agree with that. You put that in perfect words too. I think ultimately, first off, I will say yes. I think it is a lot easier when you're younger.
Mhm.
I was going to disagree with you, but then you started naming your points, and the only reason why I would disagree is because I probably didn't do it the right way when I was younger. So
Mm.
that, like, I guess it would be from my own experience. But
Yeah.
I mean, watching, like, there's a group right now. There's a young group. Shout out to the Goats. They're a young collective. I think the oldest person in there is probably a little older than me. He's like 35 or something like that. But everybody in there is at least 20 to like 24, 25 ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I see how they all come together during each show. I see how they're sharing each other's music. They're featuring on each other's music. They're just doing different things. They're putting each other in different positions. Um, and I would have disagreed if you would have said older too, because even now, I've tried to put together two collectives in the past. I want to say 3 years. In the past 3 years, I've tried to put together two collectives. The last one was more of a collective, more of us showing up and traveling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The last one that I recently had was more so like a hub. to where it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not making it your responsibility to report to me. However, if you got something that you want to promote or whatever, it would be nice if you came to me and we organized it and we found a better way to market it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that being older, people would have the understanding, especially if they done failed a few times and they just want to succeed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it was just more so if I can get my foot in the door, I don't care about anything else going on. And
Mm.
it's just like, how do y'all get that mentality? Like like they say America or New York rather is a dog eat dog world, but
Mm-hmm.
when did we get to that point? When do we get to the point where we have to beat someone to it? Why we can't help someone build? Why we can't come back for someone that we left behind? Sometimes we have to leave people behind, to get forward. But it's okay if you come back and, kind of thing. But I just think that with collectives, groups, however you want to define it, I just think there's a certain level of understanding. I think all parties have to understand their role, and they can't get bigger than their role. Because we're all trying to eat here. And another thing that I want to throw out is that I feel like I personally don't expect people to do anything for free. However, if I can edit videos and you know how to engineer music, I think we should work together. You get what I'm saying? We could barter our services.
Yeah.
Because who's to say that just because you know how to edit footage and I know how to engineer that my skills is less than yours or it's worth less than yours?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of times artists, especially if they're forming collectives, they have to learn how to barter each other's services. It's okay to do so. It's not like, oh, you're taking from me and you're shining more than me or whatever. It's like, nah, man, my tag is on it just as much as yours is. So that's been my thing lately. Instead of doing collectives, at least for me, I'm trying to find not trying because I already have like a small group of people um that I reach out to whenever I'm working on something new. Like if I just dropped a new single, I reach out to certain people that I know show interest, or if I want to make a song, I'll reach out to artists that I actually genuinely connect with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just understanding the role, really just understanding where you're trying to go with it, who you want to be involved in the success of this, and all of that. And a lot of times, like you said, going back to being naive, we don't see it right there in the moment.
Mm.
If someone's not fully there for it. I guess it's because of the excitement we create within ourselves. It's like we're telling ourselves, "Oh, this is it! I finally found that drummer. This guy's gonna make me sound so good on stage." And then the
Mm.
day of the show, he's calling you like, "Yo, I can't make it, man. My cat didn't eat all his food, so I gotta stay home." And it's like, "Come on, bro. Like, what is it? Did you think that I was gonna get more of the spotlight because I'm using the microphone, or that kind of thing?" So
You
it's
know,
really tough, man.
some people when they are older, they also nourish a frustration that they haven't made it, you know,
Yeah, heavy.
and or they they didn't believe in themselves enough, or they haven't had the support. So they nourishing some sort of frustration that, oh, I'm too old for this, I'm too old for that,
Yo,
and
heavy on that.
not everybody's like that, you know, not everybody's like that, but a lot of people are led by the fear, they're led by the fear, and they believe that it's too late, and that's why I believe that being young make things a little bit easier. You have less responsibilities, and you can market yourself so much easier as a younger person. You can
Hmm.
market yourself so much easier, and so that's why, society has, forgotten um the benefit of wisdom, you know, um,
Yo, heavy on that one.
of what the elderly can bring, to the plate, and um, and that's why in this industry, You know, that's why I think being young uh, um, makes things a little bit easier. You know, that's my belief. Um, but yeah, I've seen some of your collective and how they performing and everything, and some of those artists they are amazing. There was this lady one time, the way she was singing, she was so talented. There's so many talent out there, so many talent out there. And some of them they sometimes they have a regular job. Some women they go some that went um to open mic, and you meet people who are so talented, and you realize the nurses that just she's just a nurse, and she loves singing, and you know and that's it. That's enough for her. That's enough. I'm happy with where I'm at. They don't necessarily
I
seek
had this conversation.
they don't necessarily seek the career of Tina Turner. uh do you know Tina Turner, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly from
They
What's Love Got to Do with It, but yes, I know.
they don't seek that, because the reason why I'm referring to Tina Turner, because she's one of these artists. She had such a long
Yes.
career, all the way up to her 70s.
Mhm.
She has such a long career, so not everybody is looking for that.
Right,
So they just, so uh, I think it's down to the individual. It's down to the individual, what the individual has set as their goals and how they
right.
go by it. The determination, the consistency, their discipline, you know. Um, I think it's down to that. Yeah, it's down to that. Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, man. If I'm able to get booked for a show at 100 years old, I'm going out to perform. I don't care.
That, that's
Like, I mean, I
that's
understand it, and I think at a point in time, I do be wanting to do different things. Like, I would love to just, shoot a music video or to just release music,
hmm
but I think performing has become a big part of what I do,
hmm
so it's kind of hard for me to not see myself on stage nowadays,
Yeah.
and it's not a huge thing because, like, my first performance for this year is next month. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at a point now
Mm-hmm.
where I'm very selective with where I'm performing at. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
mind going out every day or once a week to perform or something like that. But now I'm really at a point where it's like energy is a huge thing to me. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I could be 100 or I can be young. As long as the energy is right in the room, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
love to perform in front of great energy. And you said something about it's better to perform for an intimate crowd than to sell out like 50,000 or 100,000. I fully agree with you on that. Like fully. Like I think I mean I've always when I first started performing, I always had like 5 people in the crowd. Anywhere between 2 to 5 people in the crowd. So I was already getting used to the intimate crowds. So by the time it got to like 100 people, I think the most people I performed in front of was like 350.
Oh, that's
And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little
what?
nervous. Yeah, I was a little nervous. I mean, it wasn't a show for me. I just happened to be on the bill,
Yeah, yeah.
and there was a lot of celebrities in the building that night, so it was a lot of people. But um, I think yeah, energy has to be right. Obviously the artist, the belief in the artist themselves, like they have to believe they can do it at an older age. Because I'm also in a complex now where even though I'm not super duper old, I'm in certain conversations with like these younger artists, and they're just like, "Oh, well, nobody's on to what you're doing," and it's like, "Well, dude, I'm only like 5 years older than you, 6 years. It's not like we have that much of a difference in lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, the only thing that's different between us is the way we tell time. I still look at the
Mm,
wall, you pull out your phone.
mm,
So it's really just understanding how it works for you in the time that you're doing it. Like going with the how can I say, growing with the game,
Mm,
as I would say it. Yeah. So I don't really care too much. You know, if people, you know, I'm just like you in the sense of I don't care to be mainstream. You know,
mm,
I would love to stay independent. I would love to keep doing what I'm doing, impacting people personally up front. You know, I like meeting people on the train. You know, I think it's interesting now. I walked into a store today, and there was this woman that I believe, I don't know how far back it goes, but I'm pretty sure at one point we lived in the same neighborhood. And every time I walk in the store, it's been like 3 days now, but every time I walk in there, she stares at me like really, really long, and it's almost
mm-hmm.
like she wants to say something to me, but she don't because she's not even sure if I'm the same
Yeah,
person or whatever the case is. Because you know, so I think that's where it is with everybody. You know, they're just trying to grow with it. They're trying not. They don't want to be unfamiliar with it so that they can no longer insert themselves.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's more so. And I hate to use the word relevancy because I feel like a lot of people do try to remain relevant,
yeah.
but when you're timeless, you're timeless. It's just
Yeah.
it just goes on.
You know, that's why my songs, my songs they often talk about love, you know, um and uh and heartbreak, you know, because I feel like it's very complicated. It's I
Mhm.
mean, older generation, they I feel like they knew how to have long relationships,
Mm.
you know, and to maintain those relationships, and it's such a universal aspect as well, such a universal aspect. Um, so as an artist, you need to be relevant, you need to be relevant to you,
Right.
relevant to your experience, relevant to, you know, I, I don't know if it's if you lie about who you are in your songs, is it because you want to be what you say in your songs, or you just wish that was your life and you just, describe it in songs, you know? And I think that's what make great songs, That's what make if you are capable of making a song and in 50 years is still relevant, then you made a great song. If it's
Right.
timeless like that, you made a great songs. And to make those songs like that, they must they must be about a social aspect or an emotion or you know um, a shared experience. Like death.
Right.
Everybody experiencing death. Um, you know. Uh, so yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. I think it's not easy to be relevant, to be timeless. No, it's not really not no no. It's not easy to be timeless. It's not that easy to be timeless. To have a song that the the next four generation will connect with.
Mm.
You know, I don't think it's that easy. It's possible, but it's not that easy.
Would you say a lot of it is like subconscious?
Mm,
Like a lot of okay, so I've had this conversation with a few of my friends when they ask me how do I write music. A lot of times
mm,
I like whatever comes to mind, that's it. Like I'm not sitting there scribbling no lyrics out. I'm not
mhm,
about to change how I recorded it or anything like that. If
mhm,
that's
mhm,
how it came out, I feel like that's the way it was meant to be pushed out to the universe, you know, and this is how people
mhm,
are meant to receive it, kind of thing. So for example, when I made my song Get High,
mhm,
I didn't know I didn't know 8 years later, you know, weed would be legal. I didn't know that it would be a theme song for people. You know, I mean, I performed it a lot and I get a great reception from it, but I always thought it was because it was about weed. But
Mm,
for a lot of people, it symbolizes liberation. Like they're free from something. Like there's no more weight on the shoulder. There's no more checking for confirmation or validation, rather,
mm,
or I
mm,
guess hiding who you are from people. You know, like because well, not my whole family, but let's say my aunt, for example, when she found out I was smoking weed, I was evil, I was a demon, I was a hoodlum, I was all these other names. You know, people on the streets when they would see me smoking weed, they would ask me weird questions like, "Oh, does your mom know you do this?" or "Where do you come from? This is not that kind of what." You know, they'll try to place their stigmas on it. You know,
mm,
but then I started getting older people, like much older, like older than me, like in their 50s and 60s, telling me how much they love the song. Or,
mm,
you know, my mom, she's in her late 50s. She listens to the song a lot, you know, and it's just like, I think a lot of it comes from us just expressing ourselves. Like, we don't intend for a song to be timeless. And that's why I don't agree with the industry where they tell you to make a hit record. Like you
mm,
said, it's not easy to do
mhm,
so. You know,
mhm.
so I don't want to force myself to do it. I'd rather just create it subconsciously, like it just comes out. You
Yeah,
know, but then again,
yeah,
I think that also depends on the audience we're pitching to.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, your song is amazing, man. That song is a great song.
I appreciate it.
It's not my favorite song. My favorite song of yours is I think it's Mr. Unexpected.
It's unexpected.
That's my favorite.
Yes,
That's my that's my
appreciate
earthly
that.
favorite song. That
I appreciate
one
that.
I love that song. That's my favorite one.
She like
That's
even
how
that
that's
one.
actually how I discovered you actually.
Mm.
Um mm, but I don't know. I don't know. It's this industry, is oh my God.
It's fickle. It's very fickle, man.
It's and the more we know about it, especially in the US, the more we know about it with all the scandal uh that's happened last year and the year
Hmm.
before. It's like, you know, is that what you need to do to realize your
Right.
dream? You know, can you not just simply uh benefit from your own talent and your own work?
Hmm.
You have to do things. It feels like that's what we've been fed. We've been fed that you need to do certain things that are perhaps immoral to get where you want to be. And that can give a feeling of um how can I say that, not worry, but just mm, I don't know how to explain it, but you just don't want to go there. It's
Right. No, I
like
get it. You feel like
you just
it's too extreme for you.
yeah, it's just I don't
It's
know.
not your
I
calling.
guess I guess yeah, I guess it's a little bit, but some people don't care. Some people don't care. They say, I'm going for it. I don't care. That's what I want. That's what I'm dreaming for. That's what I've been working for. I'm going for it. No matter what I have to give, what I have to do, I'll do it.
Good on
Tell me
that.
what I have to do, I'll do it. Some people
I ain't compromising.
that's they were thinking. They're ready to do and say whatever it takes
Mm.
to be uh to be famous and have that, and then have that life, that the life where you know you're free, you're financially free, you live from your art, you live your art makes you live, and but I don't know, it's for
Nah, I feel
for
right. It's
yeah,
a lie for sure.
it's
Real
it's great, but it's also, you know it's also going to the unknown, as well,
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that 100%. Real quick before I carry on, right now we're at an hour and 20 minutes. I wanted to know how much time you think you wanted to rock out for. I'll try not to keep
It's
people too long, but
it's up to you. It's up to you, It's up to you. Me, I'm
well,
I'm here in my
I know it's tomorrow on your side of town, so we still today. So
yeah,
we still
it's
in
true.
Wednesday.
Here it's 20 to 2, in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's up to you, It's up to you. Me, if I feel if you see me dozing off, you know that, all right.
Nah, I ain't gonna embarrass you like that one. Nah.
You know what I'm
So no,
saying?
real
You know what I'm
quick, I just
saying?
wanted to run through the music, so people can have a general idea of the type of music you make, the story
Yeah.
behind it, if you're willing to share.
I can even
Just
share one of that's the song I'm working at the moment,
oh, you want to do it live?
You know, that's the
Go
song I'm
for it. Let's
working
do
at
it.
the moment.
I love the passion, man. He said, you know what? Screw Spotify. Let me just do it right here.
Oh. Okay, that's the song I'm gonna do in Creole, yeah?
Okay.
Nou fè an pil chimè nan la vi sa, nou kompon sa ki re l'amou. Titi fwem, pos la, nap jwen li, nan famili. Maman, papa di nou pou soude, priye bon Dieu pou sispon souffle. Nou kwe an nou kwe an fou, sa se l'amour, table bon nou.
I see her
Non,
about
non,
this.
pas pour travailler les prier. So I'm working on that song because I need to make it a little bit better. I want to make it a little bit better, but uh, yeah, I'm not too sure. I've got another one in English
Hmm.
and that I'm working on. I'm just gonna give you a little snippet of it.
Go for it.
You know. Elisono, hello the free. Oh my goodness! See, I need to work on it. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
No, take your time, bro. You good. You good. Take your time.
Land of the free, sweet Haiti. They never said it would be easy. Land of the free, sweet Haiti. She never wrote her own story. You see, I'm working on that one. It's not easy, man. I'm struggling to write the song. I know what I'm going to talk about, but I don't know
What
the
what's
writing,
your
the right.
songwriting process? Do you think of the song that you want to make and then you kind of wait for the words to come to you?
Sometimes you're just in your thoughts. You're just in your thought,
Yeah.
and and then you start writing, you see. But for some reason, that song, it's like I have a blockage, it doesn't come.
Writer's block,
Doesn't
we call it.
come. It doesn't come. And I can hum it. I say,
Mm.
I have the whole song, the whole melody,
Hmm.
but the words,
Okay, I know people that do that. They come up with the melody first and then the
you know,
words.
so I have the melody, I have the melody, I have the melody. I know what I want, um, because I realize, a song is so important. The message that I wanna, you know, convey. I want to convey a certain message about my country.
Hmm.
And I don't know.
So,
I haven't find yet the line of the direction I want to take for that song.
um,
But it will come.
okay. One thing that well, a few things I probably suggest. What I normally do, like part of my songwriting process, is like if I get stuck somewhere, like in a song, I will constantly replay that over and over and over and keep on saying it.
Mm,
And then I'll try to find words that are related to the last line or that whole scheme. I
mm,
mean, because I guess as a rapper, we write music differently
yeah, yeah,
than any other genre. So we do like what we call there's different schemes, but like for example, we do AABB. So
yeah.
line one matches line two, line three matches line four.
Mm,
I don't know if you guys do the same thing too. But I like if once I get to line three, I'll try to find something. Like if lines one and two connect to line three, I'll try to make line four a summary of the entire scheme.
mm,
Or if there's a certain word, I'll try to find something that's associated with that word. Like if I say today is the day I want to elevate, now I start thinking of things that are related to
mm,
elevating, like vibes, frequency, stairs, or
mm.
things of that nature. So I guess when I find the word that I'm looking for, then I'll try to place the words behind it
Yeah.
that fill out the sentence.
You the sometimes
It's
the
tough though.
emotional
It is
state,
tough.
allow you sometimes to write so much easier. Sometimes you're such you know, it's either you're in an intense
Yeah.
situation, and the word just come so easy, but sometimes yeah, it
Do
doesn't
you write
allow
down
you
your
to
random
express
lines?
yourself. It doesn't allow you to express yourself because you know emotionally fluid. That the fluidity of the word is not it's not coming. It's not coming really. you know
Right. Well, yeah, don't pressure yourself to finish it then. Sometimes
well
I think the
you
longest
know
it ever taken me to write a song was like 6 months, almost a year.
yeah, I don't have any pressure because I don't have I don't have any performance lining up for a very long time. I'm not gonna perform for a while, so that's why I don't put myself. I just take the time to actually practice the guitar. So
Mm.
that's where, since I don't know how to write, then I'm trying new things with the guitar. You see what I'm saying?
Would you would
So
you look into writing workshops? I know they have a lot of them out there.
what do you mean?
Like workshops that focus on the skill of writing.
Ah,
Like
yeah,
me personally,
yeah, yeah, yeah. There are
yeah,
some
like I'm around
workshop
one of
like that.
those.
Yeah, there are a lot of workshop, but yeah, I've never tried. I wanted to work I wanted to try with how to call those people who write like that. They
Songwriters,
are,
A&R.
yes, yeah, they write for people, but it's
A&Rs
just
are
it didn't.
industry people, so they're gonna basically come from a place of writing a hit record. Yeah,
Yeah,
A
there's
and
some people.
R are yeah, they look for the next big thing, like the next sound or whatever the case is. So,
Mm,
I mean, it's good to work with them, but I don't think nine times out of ten that they're focused on your best interest. It's more so to see if you have what they're looking for.
yeah. Nah, I don't. Nah, not at that level. But I want. I would love to learn strategies. You see what I'm saying? I would love to learn strategies on how to write a song that is powerful. What are the words? You
Are you
know,
familiar with
uh,
YouTube University?
sorry?
Are you familiar with YouTube University?
No.
Okay, so it's what we do when we get stuck, and let's just say we might not have the resources, we might not know someone, or we might not have the funds to pay for it. We type it up on YouTube and we find out everything we need to know from there. I've learned a lot from YouTube University. You know, I think there's something for everything on YouTube. Like whatever you're looking for, it's there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and
There
it's free.
is. Yeah, there
It's
is.
free.
I do use a lot of YouTube. Yeah, sure. I do use a lot of YouTube to learn new skills at the guitar. Um, but sometimes yeah. Sometimes I don't I don't use it as much as I should. You know, I should be more um using that resource that's free resource to learn new skills. But this, like I said, the focus, sometimes the commitment, the focus is not uh as dedicated as it should, and you've got peak periods, you have peak period like you really into it, like you everywhere, everywhere there is a show, you there, and then you've got those moments where you just you just don't perform, don't do anything, you just do other things, and right now that's where I am, that's where I am at the moment. It's just that phase where you don't hear from me, and then whenever I'm ready, I'm gonna come with new songs, and boom, I'm gonna start performing. um yeah, that's the stage I'm at the moment.
Okay, so I got a two-part question for you.
Go on.
Um, are you opposed to having a ghostwriter? And when you make new music, is it absolutely imperative that you go and perform it right away?
um I'm not, so the first question, I'm not opposed to ghostwriter. I'm not opposed to that. uh Only if it allows me to learn, you know, not having someone writing for me and not get anything from it. I want to learn also uh new skills.
Right.
And
Do with
when
that.
I have a song, like for example, I've got a song, that been ready for time, you know, I've that been ready for time, but the only thing that's required is for me to go back to Haiti to to do the video. So,
That would be beautiful.
you know, once I'm going there and we do the video, oh, that song, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. But I don't have to perform straight away, but I like to have the public opinion of the songs, especially when I come up with new songs, um, and places I'm going to play as well. They've seen me quite, a few times, and some already know my songs, and I feel so proud that they remember my songs. I'm like, oh wow, I feel very touched by the fact that every time I'm playing one particular song, they remember the lyrics, and but I like to go and perform new songs, and it shows growth, it shows growth. It shows like where my mind is at the moment. So I know my mind is really with my country at the moment. My country, what's going in my country, and that's what I want to write about at the moment. I really want to write and sing about that. You know. Um. So yeah, yeah.
Is it easy to write music in Creole than it is in English?
Oh, 100%, 100%. It's much easier, but I want to sing in English as well. I wanna sing in English as well because you know I prefer singing in my own language because of
Comfort?
because it's the comfort, the comfort uh it gives, and the style. But I also like to perform in English because it gives that um opportunity to so many different people to be able to connect with the song as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Especially with the words. Especially with the words. So yeah. So that's
How
my,
how long does it take you to memorize your lyrics when you first make a
Woo!
song?
That's a very good question. you
I
know,
mean, because you
every,
seem to have it already. It's like you picked up the guitar, you started playing your notes, and like all of that is like it's a whole training exercise in
you know
itself.
what I'm saying. And what's funny is that when, when I'm looking at my every time I'm looking at my performances, I realize I made a mistake there. I made a mistake there. That was not the word I was supposed to be. And I'm like, sometimes it's perfect, on point. Every
Mm.
single word, when I do my lives, boom. But a lot of time, I'll, I'm gonna forget this word, this word, this word, this word, that word, that word. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is bad.
Mm.
But every time I come out of a performance and I'm saying, "Look, I made a mistake there." I said, really? I didn't. We didn't even realize it was a mistake. But then when you listen back, and it's been filmed, and it's like, there's the mistake. There's the mistake. But on at the present moment, you know, you just go with the flow. They go with
People
the
don't
flow.
understand why we're so hard on
Mm,
ourselves as
mm,
artists.
mm,
I always I don't want to say I harbor on it, but a lot of times I acknowledge, where I messed up at, where I could have
mm,
been, better at. And a lot of times I realize when I do mess up in certain situations, it's probably because I made selfish decisions.
mm.
For example, I did my first off Broadway theater performance back in November,
Yeah. Sorry,
and
sorry. May I? There's a person that asked a question.
yeah, yeah,
How do I answer that?
go for it. Just answer it out loud. Yeah.
Okay. So the question is, how long have I been an artist? So I've been an artist since really and truly, I want to say 2020, like when I've been performing on a regular basis. And what does music do for me? It grounds me. It really does. Like for example, today I really had a bad day today,
Hmm.
and I just I felt like writing. I felt like so I took my guitar and I just played all my old songs and the new song I'm trying to get at, and that was soothing. That was something you know that grounds me. That grounds me really, 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 really. really well, and then I can move on. I can move on with the rest of my day. Yeah, today was a bad day. Today it was a very bad day, but we're still alive, thanks to God. Thanks to God.
You seem like a really grounded person in general. So, what is a bad day for you? What is something that I guess gets under your skin?
A bad day when I haven't been able to, you know, I don't know if you do. The 42 laws of math. You know,
Yeah.
if you know the 42 laws of math is that there are things that you are uh, meant to do, and if you fail them, it's not a big deal. If you fail them, it means that you had the intention to do those things, and um, but the fact that sometimes you are not making someone happy, or you you haven't been disciplined for yourself. Um you know you haven't been able to carry on being great, on being a, a respectable human being. You try to follow those laws so that you can, you know then at the end of and then at the end of the day, say, okay, you know what, this is what I have achieved. I said I voice what I wanted for the day, and you know you try your best to achieve that during the day. And when you don't, it's a bit disappointing. Even if you try, even if you have good intention, and then you still don't, it's a bit disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Without going
Understood.
into details, but that's just to give
That's
you,
cool.
you know,
That's cool.
uh, an idea.
So, aside from music, so I don't really talk about mental health much on here. I've had a few guests on here where we've dove deep into like some, personal things, and
Mhm.
we've learned a lot about ourselves through these conversations. Um, but I would ask, aside from music, what are other things that you do to stay grounded?
I
Yeah.
read at the moment. I'm reading a book.
Okay.
Uh, I'm reading a book that says that Islam is not for black people.
Ooh.
It's from a writer called Yombi, and he explains why Islam is not for black people. So it's good to have you know different perspectives. It's good to have different perspective and being able to being yourself objective, because anyone can write according to their
Mhm.
research, according to their experiences, and then what you take from it is what you think is best for your own good. You know, um, we learn you learn a lot from books, but you can also be influenced a lot uh,
Mhm.
from someone else's perspective on one particular subject. You see,
Yeah, fact.
um, but I like knowledge. I like knowledge, and there's so many things to learn. There's so many things to learn. It's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
And when I see some people, they master knowledge. They can talk about everything and anything
Hmm.
with such ease. For me, it's always been impressive since uni. I remember when I was listening to my lecturer, and I was like, they are so knowledgeable, and I really respect that.
Mm.
I find that impressive. The ability to not know it all, but to have such a wide range of knowledge. You see, like whether it is science, literature, history, uh, social. social science. Like for me, it's impressive, and I guess the only way to do that is through reading. You know, and people who have those knowledge, they got those knowledge by reading. There's no other there's no other
You
way.
know, I picked that up from you when I first met you, when we was at that event,
Mm.
and we were just having a conversation outside, and I was just like, "Damn, son, this dude just knows a lot." Like, you know,
And believe me,
I
I
was
don't
actually
even
getting
know that
stuck
much.
in conversation. Yeah, I was actually getting stuck in conversation a few times because I was really trying to keep up with you, and I'm like, "Damn, is it?" There's definitely something that I gotta know now to have another conversation with you for sure. But
You know,
it was dope though. I didn't feel out of place. It just let me know that I don't know everything. So
believe
I
me,
definitely appreciated that exchange for sure.
you know. Yeah, it's well, it was amazing, man. It was a good. It was. I like that day. Met a lot of people that day,
Hmm.
and that's why I appreciate with also with Nova Kane. He he's always about bringing people together. Through
Hmm.
music. He really used music as a convector of unity, and he's doing it very well. I really appreciate this person as a human being, and as a producer as well. I
Hmm.
really appreciate what he does, and how he does it. You know, and yeah, that day was nice. But I don't even remember who says that, but I think somebody says, when the more you learn, the more you realize that you know nothing. And
Yeah, but
and sometimes
I think that was
sometimes seeking knowledge is almost seeking to get to the bottom of the ocean. It's
right.
it's a lifetime commitment, and you realize even the day you're gonna die, you're gonna realize, oh, I'm still learning. Even on my deathbed, I'm still learning. I'm still learning something.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, reading really does ground me. Like, if I feel like, no, today is not it's not a good day, and I can't find that positive thought that can shift me from feeling not at ease. You read a book, and then you just let your imagination, you traveling. It's so nice. It's a very nice feeling. It's a very nice feeling to connect with to connect with your book. It's a nice feeling. Very nice feeling.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. And you keeping the streak alive too, man. I was saying I think like what, the last 5 or 6 people that I've had up here were talking about reading. So, we're keeping the streak alive. Let's go. I hope my next guest is on the same wave. Word,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? People who, even for artists, I realize when you listen to Wu-Tang Clan, you realize this guy, they were so
Mm,
educated, man. They were so educated,
mm,
you know. They kept it straight, you know, but at the same time they dropped knowledge, like mad knowledge, like,
mm,
my God,
mm.
they they really, really impressive. It's But you need to listen. You need to really listen to their lyrics to realize
Yes.
how much knowledge they're dropping. How much knowledge they're
Mm-hmm.
dropping in their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, maybe today's rap is always in a debate. It's always debated between old school, new school,
Mm.
mumbling rap. Uh, what was Migos created? He created,
Oh, we call that mumble rap. Yeah, for sure.
is that mumble rap? No, it's something else.
Uh,
How do they call
trap
that?
music.
Trap.
Yeah, it's trap. It's not drill. They didn't. Yeah, they're not responsible for drill.
They did trap
Yeah,
music, yeah?
yeah. Trap music would definitely be Migos.
Yeah. So the you know
Yeah,
this
that's
style,
trap
you know.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are so many debates on, you know, what can be considered as, good music.
Hmm.
But if you are capable of, you know, providing a certain knowledge in your own style, I think that's what makes you a good artist, you know. I think,
Right.
or an
For
emotion,
sure.
at least an emotion, something, something, you know.
Yeah, I realized that very early on. That your music is your story. So and I have this conversation with a lot of artists where they're like, they're doubting themselves about a particular song or a project that they're working on. It's like, oh, I don't think the people are gonna feel it, or oh, I've grown from this, so I don't want to release it, or whatever they're going through. And it's like, well, that was the point of creating this music. You had to go through something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, don't don't hesitate or don't deny your creation
Mm,
because you feel like you've outgrown it, because there are people out there who haven't outgrown the situation, and they would
exactly.
love to hear your story, so yeah, it's ultimately, I think artists should stop taking that for
Mm,
granted.
mm,
Don't take the listeners' ears for granted. Like,
mm,
it's like, you never know who's out there, and I think that's the discouraging thing too. Like, a lot of people, a lot of artists, they want to
yeah.
be heard right away. They think that they just make the song, someone hears it, and it's like
Mm,
life change. But it's like they don't know. It takes a lot. Like, you got to really keep on going and pushing and promoting, marketing, showing up. Shaking hands and kissing babies, as they say. Like, you have to do a lot of that. Like, to really get yourself out there. It's a very rare chance where you just release a song and the whole world catches on right away. You know,
can
um,
you imagine? Can you imagine? That would be amazing, man. Well,
Not for real. And the reason why I can say it happens is because I'm literally watching an artist now. For the past 2 years, they've been posting their music online. They
mm,
haven't officially recorded a song. They just sing, and they're like, people are starting to recognize them. They're becoming, like, well known around the UK. They're from the UK.
okay.
Um, yeah, they're just becoming well known. They've been doing major things. They've been featured on BBC Radio. Been put what is it, the Royal Albert Hall. Um, yeah, they've just been doing a lot of huge things. And it's just been dope to see them go from an open mic to where they are now. I competed against
Exactly.
this person in open mic, against like a competition. Like, neither one of us won, but it was a dope competition to go against each other. Like, um,
Exactly. You know, some people are determined. I'm telling you, determined of the connection. They seek. They, you yeah. No matter what, they will go for
mm,
it. They will go for it. And once you want something that bad, usually you get it. It's rare. So I mean, I don't know everybody's story, but it's rare that someone is determined, disciplined, consistent that don't get results.
mm.
You know. But yeah, yes, yeah. I wish them all the best. I wish them all the best. I'm hoping they're gonna get where they want to be. You know.
Nah, for sure, man. We definitely gonna get there. Just little by little, taking the steps that we taking. The more of us that's waking up, we're realizing it. So,
Mm,
um, I got faith. Shit, we might not even be alive to see it, but hey, it's gonna happen. You know,
that's
um,
it.
yeah,
That's it.
that
That's
that
all that counts,
that's
really.
really all that matters. Word.
Yeah, that's all
So
that
yeah,
counts.
man. I want to ask you if there's anything that you want to leave for the people that's watching, the people that's going to watch this afterwards. Any gems, anything that you want to share with the world.
You know, what I want to say is try to get to know Haiti. Try to get to know Haiti.
Like that.
Um, and if you also have the opportunity to go back to Africa, try to, make that journey back to Africa. Uh, no matter where you're from, if you are from a Spanish speaking island,
Mm,
if you are from South America, if
mm,
you are from Canada, and you have the opportunity to go, um, just go and visit that continent. I think it will give you such a different perspective on
yeah.
life itself and to know your origin, you know. Um, and yeah, I'm hoping for unity for you guys, in the US, you
Mm,
know, which is a big job, and maybe I'm just wishing for an utopic ideal that in the
mm,
US, that in the US one day, there is some unity, because what you guys are going through is in terms of class division and social division is mad, you know.
real
Um,
talk.
when you are meant to be, all American, but at the same time you are divided. You all call yourself American, but at the same time you're all divided. You know,
Mm,
it's a strange. It's very strange. Your country is very strange because you are
mm.
all American, but at the same time you're so divided. It's so
Talk
it's a
about it.
strange. It's strange. Because your country is a baby country. It's a baby country, really and truly. Compared to Europe, compared to uh, Asia, compared to China, it's a baby country, and
Mm.
you should all have been born kind of brothers and sisters, like But yeah, so that would be my my final words is
Go back.
hope for unity. You know, no matter how utopic that can sound, so hope for unity, you know hope that my country will finally be at peace, you know and yeah, I'm grateful for this opportunity, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really
Nah,
appreciate
man,
that,
that's
man.
what this is for, man. This is here for people like you and I, man. And we just we creating opportunities for each other. We shining a spotlight on each other, and we loving each other publicly.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah, man.
it's
Yeah, man.
it's a big step towards unity. I've been blessed to have a lot of dope guests on here. They all are very knowledgeable. They all pretty much want the same. And just genuinely good people.
You see
So
what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm glad to have you on that list.
Yeah, man. Respect for that, man. Respect for that, man.
Word, man, and I'll have some better details later on my return. I don't know too much right now. I just know that summertime is what I'm looking at. That's what I really
Yeah.
want to do. So,
Well,
yeah, once I figure out all of that, I'll be in
if
Paris in
you,
April though.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If I can
I'm
make it,
doing
if I
that
can
too.
make it, I will let you know. But if you are in London in the summertime, just let us know, and then we can invite you to our podcast, which is called 500 Talk and Chill.
Yeah,
So if
I've been
you
seeing it. Yeah, dope.
yeah, so yeah, it would have been amazing. It would be amazing to have you as a guest and get to know just an exchange, the same way we're exchanging right now,
Right.
just exchanging each other's experience and aspiration and stuff like that. You know,
I
that's
would
that's
enjoy
what
that.
that's that's what it is about. It's about sharing,
Mm,
and learning from each other. You know what I'm saying?
mm, mm. Nah, definitely. I'm down for that for sure.
All right, brother. All right,
Peace, man.
all right. Take good care of yourself, brother.
Thank you. You as well, man.
All
Appreciate
right,
that.
peace, peace, peace.
All right, guys. That's the end of today's episode. That was Blodè Prince. I said it correctly. Um, Make sure you guys check him out. Phenomenal artist. He wants you guys to learn about Haiti. I think it's a great suggestion because we don't. Matter of fact, there's actually a lot of how can I say? It's a lot of Haiti slander that's been going on in the past decade or so that I can recall. So I think it would be better to learn a thing or two about Haiti before we slander them. I don't know. The same way that we going all off of Palestine and all these other places, let's learn about Haiti. What do we know about Haiti? So aside from the earthquakes, like let's learn something more about that. But yeah, this Saturday we got Nicole Hines in the building, so make sure you guys tap in. That's gonna be 12 p.m. here this time, and that's going to be 5 p.m. in the UK. So she is from the UK, so make sure you guys tap in and show that love. Peace.